KMO 1073, Pittsburgh's number one for hip hop and R&B. What's good in your hood? Pretty Kitty on your radio, here with a good friend. Uh Fawn Montgomery is here. If you've never heard about Miss Fawn, know that she is a truth sayer. She walks in her truth, very proud woman, very proud Black woman. And I've had the pleasure of sharing spaces with her a few times when it comes to community advocacy. And today she is sharing something very personal. And I'm just happy that she chose this platform to do it. March is Endometriosis Awareness Month. If you don't know what that is, it is a condition that affects about 1 in 10 women globally. Um, and Fawn has a personal story related to it. And she has a charge as well for us as women. And so, Fawn, I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to sit back and let you do you and talk about this documentary and this charge that you have for us as women, as Black women, um, and all the things. So tell me about when you found out you were diagnosed, the story behind it, and then what sparked you to take on this initiative.
Yeah, so first of all, thank you for having me, Kiki, and thank you for your kind words. So yeah, I was diagnosed when I was 25 after I had my daughter. And they said, you have endometriosis, and they said take this birth control, and that should help with your pain, and you might have trouble getting pregnant. And that was it. So I had no idea that it was this serious condition that it actually was.
Mm-hmm.
So I went on for years and years, and I would have really bad pains. And I would go to the ER, and they would say, "Oh, you have diverticulitis, or you have IBS, or you're just, you're not eating the right stuff." It was always, kind of my fault. So I kind of went back and forth for years with that. And then in about 2021, I got a really bad pain that never left. Like it
Mm-hmm.
literally till 2022. So I was very suicidal at that time because I felt like no one was believing me or listening to me. I would go to the doctors and, as you said before, I'm a public person. So they'd be like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, you fine, you got this, you're strong, you're okay.
Right.
You're fine. Don't No, you'll be fine." Like, I'm not okay. This cannot be normal. So it was a lot of back and forth with them until I had to finally advocate for myself. I really had to dig deep though, because I was really in a dark place with this condition. And it was just through sitting in stillness and resting. As somebody who was deeply committed to her people, I had to be deeply committed to myself.
Mm.
I had to turn some of that love inward. So when I was able to do that, I was able to advocate. I got myself to an endometriosis specialist, and they said, "Oh, you have stage 4." I didn't know that there were stages to it because nobody told me that either. Endometriosis is a full body disease, so it's not reproductive disease as some people believe, and some people have been told it's a full body disease.
Mm-hmm.
But I found out that it had spread to my rectum, it had spread to my bladder, and they said you have stage 4, you have to have a hysterectomy.
Mm.
I was like, wow.
Wow.
Yeah. And a lot of people will talk about how long it takes them to get diagnosed because it takes between 2 to sometimes 20 years. And it's especially longer for Black women to even get the diagnosis because you have to have the surgery to get the diagnosis. You have to have the laparoscopy to get it. But for me, due to medical racism, the diagnosis really didn't do anything for me because they didn't believe my pain when I
Mm-hmm.
kept telling them that I'm not feeling well, like something's not right. It was always my fault. I wasn't eating the right things. I wasn't doing the right things. So medical racism and medical gaslighting, was really harmful in my particular situation.
Mm-hmm. Well, with us as Black women, we carry so much daily, personal, professional. We have a lot on our backs, and so some of these pains can be masked under stress and your environment and what you eat. And yeah, I mean, we women, we tough. We can handle everything. And I did not know that this was a full body situation. So now it's just like Man, a cramp is just is different. You know what I'm saying? You think a cramp is different. Like I had a hysterectomy because I had uterine fibroids. Now
Mhm.
I'm thinking the pain was that endometriosis. Was that something, you know what I mean? And you don't even know about it. Like you said, 20 years.
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
now you have to make a decision to end any chance at giving life because this can't
Hmm.
be. How are we in 2026 and there's no cure? Have you done research on that? Like, what did you find?
Well, there's no cure. There's Endometriosis is one of the most under-researched and underfunded diseases. Like you literally cannot see it on a scan. You can only see it on this MRI that you can do, and you have to be a trained specialist, an endometrial specialist to actually see it. So it's under-researched, it's underfunded disease. We think mostly because it affects, people who identify as female.
Mm,
It's a it's a female disease, even though it affects gender questioning people, trans people. It's presented as a female disease, so
mhm.
people just generally don't care about it. And there's not even a lack of like standardized care amongst doctors. So you may talk to one doctor that will tell you it doesn't spread above the pelvic area. You'll talk to another doctor who will tell you it does spread above the pelvic area. So there's just a lack of research, there's a lack of discussion amongst the medical community
Uh-huh.
about treating endometriosis, what to do about it. So there's just really a lack of information, lack of research, and majority of it is because it is a disease that mostly affects women.
Now, this sparked some curiosity. You've asked questions, you've done some research, and now you're hosting the screening of a documentary Below the Belt. Um, and you found, I'm sure, that there are more than five women, more than 10 women who have also gone through this. Like, tell me what you also found in your research.
Yeah, so I wrote a book about it, and as I was writing the book, I had to do a lot of research about the disease. First, I just wanted to understand for myself what was inside of my body
Yeah,
and how it was making me feel. So just from the research, I found there's so many other people that are affected, and we all have similar stories.
yeah.
As the ignoring and the gaslighting, and nobody believing our pain, and nobody even believing anything that we're saying. So
Hmm.
I found all these interesting people and all these folks I have reached out to, and there's this organization called Endo Found, and they do a lot of endometriosis research as well. And they worked with a couple people to do this movie called Below the Belt,
Hmm.
a couple executive producers, and it is centered around four women's stories about their journey with being diagnosed and just being listened to.
Hmm.
And we wanted to make sure that we brought this out to Pittsburgh. So we
Okay.
are on March 31st in Homestead at the bank on 8th.
Okay. Okay. Is it free to the public? Is it a foundation? Is there a cost? The benefits would proceeds would benefit an organization? Anything like as far as contributions for ticket prices or like how does that work?
It's it's a free event. It's
Okay.
co-hosted by my nonprofit, Take Action Advocacy Group, and my consulting firm, Fawn Walker Montgomery Consulting. So we'll have
Awesome.
a panel. The panel is going to be hosted by Soleil Mead. She's a member of TAG, and there's
Hmm.
uh, Black women on the panel who suffer with endometriosis. So go ahead. No, go ahead.
Fawn, what are you mentioned pain,
Yeah.
but it for someone who is listening or watching and maybe they don't know, like as you don't know what sickle cell is, you don't know what lupus is, you don't know what certain things, are, and it those issues, those health issues really do affect our community. And so as a Black woman, not quite sure what endometriosis is, what signs do we look for? Is it heavy bleeding? Is it cramping? Is it nausea? Is it weight gain? Is it weight loss? What signs should we look for?
Some of the common signs that you'll have are debilitating cramps when you have your menstrual cycle. So you'll have your menstrual cycle, and it won't be like regular pain in your menstrual cycle. It'll be debilitating pain, where you may end up in an emergency room all the time. There's a lot of nausea. There's a lot of vomiting. There's a lot of sharp, intense pains. Sometimes people do have heavy bleeding as well.
Yeah.
People are passing out a lot and nothing works. So you'll take the strongest of pills
Uh-huh.
and nothing is working for you. And it just keeps getting worse and it keeps getting worse. And since it can spread, the pain will also go to your arms. Sometimes it'll go to your shoulder, to your legs. It like radiates.
Mm-hmm.
So having those kind of menstrual cycles that are leaving you literally in the hospital,
Mm-hmm.
that's not normal to be in that much pain. That's what
Mm-hmm.
I really want, especially Black women, to understand. I think because we're just so used to going and going, going. And I'm speaking from experience,
Mm-hmm.
it's not normal to feel that kind of pain once a month. And I as well had fibroids.
Yeah.
But they were focused more on my fibroids and less on my endometriosis, even though
Wow.
diagnosed and it was in my chart, but they were focused more on, on the fibroids.
How are
So
you feeling today?
it's up and down. I
Yeah.
made a very hard decision to have the hysterectomy because I had a zero quality of life
Mm.
at that point. So it wasn't, I really didn't feel like it was my decision.
Yeah.
I felt like it was something that, medical racism and white supremacy stole from me.
Mm-hmm.
As if I had known. And, I'm an advocate.
Right.
So I was asking all the questions, I was doing all the research, and none of it was saying that this was full body and oh, it could actually be your endometriosis. So, I'm thinking I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, by going to the doctor and asking the questions and just not being told the right thing. So as Black women, we really have to just rest and pay attention to what we feel in our bodies and kind of turn some of that attention we give to other people to ourselves. With that, if I could leave anything with Black women, it would be that pay attention to yourself,
Mm-hmm.
pay attention to your health. If you're not feeling well, say no. Maybe don't go out. Maybe
Yeah.
don't go to, maybe just don't do it and go to the doctors. And
Yeah.
if they you go to another doctor. When that came time to have the hysterectomy and I finally found the endometriosis specialist, it took a month to schedule it. So I called every day.
Wow.
Like, look, you got to schedule this because I cannot walk. So it's
Okay.
now it's the pain is better. I would say it went from 100 to a 25. But there's no cure for endometriosis. So it is still there on my right pelvic area. So I'm still dealing with
Yeah.
that, but
Even after the hysterectomy.
even after the hysterectomy. And I knew that there was a possibility that it would, possibly come back. So it took about a year. But like I said, the pain is not as bad, but I've really been able to heal and manage the pain through using holistic
I
methods.
was going to ask you, so what methods are you using and what are you doing to uh, kind of meet it at the pass, if that makes any sense? Like, if you're feeling symptoms, what are you doing to subside the pain? What are you doing to kind of get through it? Like, did
Yes,
you have to change your eating habits, resting, yoga? I don't like what are you doing to
yes. I
kind
had
of keep yourself from feeling the pain?
I had to have a full transformation of my life. I really did. Having not experienced a hysterectomy for 7 hours and they nicked things and I almost died, it really changed me. It
Wow.
changed the way that I think about myself, how I show up in the world. I didn't want to just be known as Fawn, the warrior queen. I wanted to be known as somebody that also loved myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to do a lot of self reflection first
Mm-hmm.
to ask myself and forgive myself. And like, why would I go this hard for
Yeah.
my community, but not this hard for myself? So that led me to African spirituality and using more holistic methods. So I got certified in breath work and breathing and endometriosis inflammation. So it causes a lot of inflammation. And then when you do the breathing, it kind of loosens up your muscles.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of that came from just me sitting in stillness and listening to my ancestors. And when I went to pelvic floor therapy, which is an amazing way to treat it, she said, well, breathing is one of the best ways you could treat your kind of endometriosis. So the pelvic floor therapy, the breath work, the yoga movements is really helpful. So getting around and walking around, but the yoga poses specifically help the body. It helps to kind of stress things out. And I remember when I would get bad cramps, I would kind of huddle.
Mm-hmm. You got to
Position,
stretch it out. Yeah.
I position was called. I was just doing what felt good, but that's
Mm-hmm.
yoga. So the yoga meditation has been extremely helpful as well, just kind of slowing my mind down, breathing, doing the yoga. CBD has been extremely helpful. There has been no pain, and I've gotten all the pain meds you could think of and emergency. Nothing has worked. But CBD has been amazing,
Mm-hmm.
helpful. Hot baths, heating
Mm-hmm.
pads. So a lot of times people call them baths. I call them rituals. So I'll get
Mm-hmm.
in candles and kind of meditate and do breathing, kind of slow down. So you have to slow yourself down when you have this condition because it causes fatigue. It causes you to be nauseated most times.
Mm-hmm.
Change my eating. I had to do a complete haul over of what I eat. So I got certified by Queen of Afua and Wellness Detox Coaching. I had to give up a lot of things that I was putting in my body. And I feel like that tremendously helped with changing the eating because what you put in there continues to cause the inflammation. So when people say they have endo flare ups, things are inflamed, and stress is a huge cause
Mm-hmm.
flare
It
up.
lurks. It looks for those things. It's like looking, it's like, ooh, okay. And
Yeah,
then that's how you get, I didn't realize that even with uterine fibroids, I didn't realize that stress is a very big agitator.
yes,
Very big. It loves to pick a fight.
yeah,
It
yeah,
loves to pick a fight, and you just try to. And again, as Black women, we are warrior queens. We are like we have to lift so much. We have our villages and their villages and these persons' villages, and we got to make sure our kids and our jobs because people don't know how to do theirs, and now we got to do theirs, and we got to do ours, and we got to do a bunch of juggling. Oh, and don't complain about it,
don't do it.
okay? And don't complain about it. Be happy. Fix your crown and
Yeah.
keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? So kudos to you. You did mention a book. I want to help promote the book. What is the name of the book? Where can we get it? And then tell us what you need us to do as your village, as a community. If you got to pump up the documentary again, go ahead and do that. But all the things that we need to do to help make sure this message goes to where it's intended to go. Tell us what we need. Charge us. What do we need to do?
So the book is called A Black Woman's Journey with Endometriosis and Radical Self-Care. It's available on my website, fawnwalker.net, but it's also available where all books are sold.
Okay.
Amazon, so you can put it in Google and it'll come up. You can purchase it anywhere. It's also in City Books here in Pittsburgh,
Awesome.
Third Room Bookstore in Cleveland, and Elizabeth's Bookstore in Akron. And you
Awesome.
also at the library in Pittsburgh, at the main library, you can rent it there. The documentary, again, Below the Belt, which is about endometriosis, is showing March 31st at 6 o'clock. Doors open at 5:45 at the bank on 8th and Homestead. So it's where Axter is on Homestead,
Hmm.
on the very first floor. What I need people to do is raise awareness about endometriosis because a lot of people don't know what the disease is. They don't understand that it's a full body disease. They don't understand that it can actually spread. So we need people to raise awareness about endometriosis. It's March. It's Endo Awareness Month. And even outside of Endo Awareness Month, talk to people about it. If you feel like you're having symptoms, talk to folks about it. And then listen. Listen to people's pain, especially Black women in the Black community. I need Black women to rest, and I need Black people to let Black women rest.
Mm.
That way
That
they can.
part. Can you say that one more time? I don't think they heard you in the back.
Yes, I need Black women to rest, and I need Black people to let Black women rest.
There you
That
go.
they can listen to. You can listen to your body, and you can listen to what you're going through. And my organization, TAG, we do have an endo support group for Black women. And people can sign up for that on their website if you're just looking for some support. Because every time I talk about it, I meet someone new that says, "Oh, I have that," or my wife has that, or my sister has
Mhm.
that. I think I may have that. So just
Awesome.
listen, man, listen to your folks.
She said it. She said what she said. Thank you so much, Fawn Walker Montgomery. Community screening, PBS documentary, Below the Belt, is Tuesday, March 31st at the Bank on 8th in Homestead. It's absolutely free. Reach out to Fawn and her website and see if you can volunteer, make a donation, see what if you could connect her to a research facility or organization. Do your part. Like, we know the problem, but let's be a part of the solution. And thank you so much for your bravery. Thank you for the call to action. Thank you for being disciplined and for not hiding. I'm happy that you looked at this as, you know what, I'm not gonna let this kill me. Even though it hurts so much. And I thank you for just for being so disciplined and knowing that as you kind of don't want to look at it like, well, maybe this is an assignment. Because
Yeah,
you'd be like, can I pick another assignment, please? I don't like this one. But I thank you for accepting the assignment because this is going to save some lives. So God bless you in all that you do. And thank you for being good in our hood. I really appreciate you. I tell you that all the time. If I don't, then I will. And I am now to tell you that I appreciate you for being our What's Good in Your Hood champion. So thank you, Fawn. And hope you feel better and get some rest, sis.
I will. Don't worry.
Ah, she said you ain't got to tell me twice. I got it.
You too. You rest too. I
I
appreciate
know. I will. Look, listen to me,
you.
telling
Right.
you I need to listen too. All right, I promise. If you promise, I promise.
Okay.
All right, we on it. Spam 1073.